Welcome again to McGee TV. Well, I'm DJ.
And I'm Leah.
And today we have a topic that I believe needs to be widely discussed. Whether you're in a marriage, a friendship, whatever kind of relationship.
Yeah.
If it's you concerning another person, it's communication. And with communication, what we believe is it's like a top tier key that's needed to have a successful relationship. And again, what I feel like is if you don't have communication, any relationship that you're in, it's not gonna work. Right, it's definitely not gonna work. And definitely want you guys to study for yourselves. Don't just take our word for what we say, but when it's concerning scripture, go seek it out for yourself. And another quick disclaimer is we're not marriage counselors. We're just two regular people, just giving out sharing our experiences. That's all. We're just two regular everyday people.
I got a song for you.
Don't do it. The first scripture. James chapter 1, verse 19. And it says, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. So, off bat, with that scripture, the first thing it says is to be quick to listen. So, when we're in a relationship and we're just having a debate or an argument, or we're just simply discussing something, listening is always key. Understanding is what makes things work. We gotta have understanding. And the only way we're gonna get understanding is if we're actually listening to someone else. So within a marriage, because we're married, if I'm not listening to her and she's not listening to me,
I ain't getting nowhere. We just butting heads.
Really, that's it. That's not gonna accomplish anything.
Right.
So if I'm upset and I'm not listening to what she's telling me, I'm gonna miss a lot, and vice versa. If she's upset and not listening to what I'm saying, she's gonna miss a lot. So when we do have those heated discussions or arguments or debates or whatever you want to call it, we have to remember to listen first, because if we're not, then again we're not gonna understand. Don't let me hog up all the limelight.
Because you can do that. But now, what I really want to say, is that stop.
I didn't do nothing.
But yeah, we do need to be quick to listen. Not necessarily dismissing how you feel in the situation, but just kind of suppressing it for a moment so you can, worry about somebody other than yourself. In that time when y'all arguing, we're gonna say arguing or having a discussion.
Right.
But I say arguing because most of the time that's when you can't really listen when you're in an argument. Or we fail to listen. I ain't gonna say we can't, but we fail to. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and again, I believe the second part speaks volumes as well, because again it says be quick to listen and slow to speak. If I'm too fast to speak, our understanding is out of the window. Because she can sit up there and tell me exactly what I'm looking, or tell me exactly what I need to know. And because I'm talking so much and so fast, I just miss it. And then we're just going in a loop.
Yeah, because you're still trying to prove your point instead of taking in what the other person got to say.
Exactly.
Because if you actually stop and listen, I feel like you can come to a solution on both ends, on both sides or whatever. But if you got one stubborn or two stubborn people, arguing with each other, you ain't gonna never come to a solution because neither one of y'all are being reasonable, to hear out the other person. And we all know, like I said, in a relationship, that's very important. To meet each other's needs.
Right.
That's what it wants.
Right. If it's our job to meet our partner's needs, how can you do it if you're not listening? Sometimes they may not say the exact words, but your partner will tell you what they need. And if you sit back and listen and watch, pay attention to them, you'll pick up on it. No problem. No problem at all. So, and just to finish this verse out, be quick to listen. James 1:19, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. And see, this is where it get hard. Man, it's tough. Okay, if we coming into an argument and we're supposed to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry, then those three components together is how we get understanding. And again, like I was saying, the difficult part is probably the slow to get angry. Because, like, with my wife, she know how to get under my skin. And I'm pretty sure I know as well. I know how to get under my skin. So, but see, that's the thing, though. Like, it seems like nobody pushes your buttons more than the people that you live with. With that being said, this is where all the practice come into play as well. So if we're supposed to be slow to get angry, and we're in the argument with that person, then we should listen first. Because when we listen first, it may hit a point that we already got in our mind. Because you can be upset and ready to end the argument or the debate with one question. You know, you got a question in mind like, okay, I'm finna shut this down right now. But because you're not listening, they already done told you what you're ready to ask. They've already said it. And see, then, and I don't know how y'all are, but if you have to continuously repeat yourself, bro, go ahead.
It may make it even madder.
Yeah, that's aggravating, man. It's so aggravating to continuously repeat yourself, and that's just simply because they're not listening.
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna say it no more.
Right, and then see and the crazy thing about it is when you reach that point to where you like, bro, I ain't gonna say this no more.
Don't email.
Yeah, and then that make it worse too, though, because say like for me, if she says that, like, it don't even matter. I'm like, nah, no, where you going? We finna talk about it. We got, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like I'm upset now because I'm thinking she just don't want to talk no more. But that's not the case. The case is I just wasn't listening. I just completely missed the ball. So, as far as communication goes, we have to remember that you can't. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, my bad.
I think we're thinking the same thing.
You gotta listen.
Right.
You gotta listen.
And you can't communicate effectively if you're mad and you only want to get your point across. Because just wanting to get your point across, that's foolish. And the reason I say that is because the next scripture, Proverbs 18:2, it says, fools find no pleasure in understanding, but they delight in their own opinions. So if it's foolish to just think about what you have to say and not trying to hear the other person out, then I know I'm guilty. I'm very guilty, because there's definitely been times where, you know, I'm at the point to where I'm like, you know what, I don't even want to hear what she got to say. Fuck that. But see, that's my fault, because me choosing to go down that road just gonna make things tough.
Yeah.
Cause that's gonna put her in a spot to where she don't even want to talk to me no more, or she got a chip on her shoulder, or she's still mad from the other day. You know what I'm saying? And of course you may think like, well, no, that's just her fault. She's choosing to be that way. But see, that's not the case, because the decision that I made, it affects her. And see, now because we're living together, that's gonna affect me as well, and even our son.
Yeah. Because
she's so upset and mad because how I did and handle things. Now, she may not be cooking the way she normally do. She may not just be that happy, cheerful person I know she is. And even our son getting fussed at for no reason, and he just, you know what I'm saying, he catching the tail end of it. You know what I'm saying? And he haven't done anything wrong. And then that just caused chaos in the house. How you feel about that?
I think it's true. I think one of the biggest things when you're having a discussion or an argument is to be self-controlled, because it's a lot of emotions riding, but you gotta learn how to control it and, you know, let them take a seat back. So, you know, you can come to a solution instead of always, I ain't saying not get your side across or whatever, but instead of just always being selfish and always just want your part fulfilled, like, you ain't perfect either to that other person. So it's stuff that you doing too, you know, that's bothering them. So don't feel like you just doing everything right and they doing everything wrong. So you don't really have to listen to them because you know you being super mom or super wife or, you know, however, you ain't perfect either. So everybody got to work on them and on themselves, and don't be so, you know, high and mighty to think and believe that, you know, you just doing everything right and they doing everything wrong. Don't be like that, because we are human. All of us mess up, and sometimes we think we're doing a real good job, and really we ain't. So just listen to your spouse, and y'all listen to each other, work on that problem, and move on.
Right. Let's think about it. You're a team. You got to communicate effectively to make that team thrive, to make that team successful. So you have to know how to communicate. You have to know how to work together. You have to, I'm not going to say put your differences aside. I feel like with your differences, talk about them. And you can I believe you can use your differences to become stronger as a team.
Yeah.
Because like with us, we're completely opposite. But at the end of the day, I believe that makes a great team. Because where I'm weak, she may be strong. And where she's weak, I may be strong. So we're strong together. You know what I'm saying? So when we're separate or when we're doing things our own way, the team's not working. But once we do things together, we handle things together, that team is going to be strong again. So that's what communication does. And by no means am I saying we're perfect communicators.
No.
Nah, we're not perfect at all. I mean, we're definitely practicing. We're trying to get better because we want our marriage to work. So I would say to you, if you want your marriage to work, if you're continually trying to make your marriage work, that's great. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? We're never going to be perfect. So at the end of the day, trying and continuing to move forward, learning, practicing, getting better, that's what we're going to do. That's what we have to do. And another scripture I wanted to bring was Proverbs 18:13 as well. And what that one says is to answer before listening, that is folly and shame. And man, how many times have you and your partner been in an argument and you get cut off? Before you can finish saying, I feel like that's our
all
thing.
the time. All the time. Can't even say nothing because, goodness gracious, he like a preacher. He go on and on. And I'm like, it's been 3 hours and I ain't said nothing. So, yeah.
Okay. Like I said, that's our thing. No, I ain't the only one that be doing that now.
Yeah, I am, but I don't take long to get what's off my chest. You know, some people, they just take a long time. It don't take all that long to say what you need to say. What you need to say, let's go. That's it.
I just try to break it down to her understanding.
You even be done broke it down 10 times.
You know, my intelligence is surpassed.
See, now you gotta even finish that statement because you know it ain't. Come on.
No, but real talk though. Real talk. Real talk. Like when we cut each other off, it's like I can't really explain what it is, but it hurts. It's like, hold on now.
Nah, you put some lighter fluid on it. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's
come on, some more.
And it makes you mad. It really does get you mad because you're trying to explain or you're trying to say something, but then that person's butt in so fast. You know what I'm saying? But before they even catch or finish what you're saying, they come in and just put in their 2 cents, or either bring an assumption of what they assume you're about to say. And you're not even trying to say that. That's the worst. That's the worst.
Yep.
So
if I go down, you just put some more on it.
Okay. Okay.
Both of us, you know.
Yeah.
Him mostly, but both of us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like she said, it's like you just adding gas to the fire, and it just really causes a big commotion sometimes, because now not only are you trying to get your point across, But when that happens, that just distracts you. And now you're looking at, well, why you always got to cut me off? Why you know what I'm saying? And so on. And then now you trying to defend your, it's a whole mess now.
Yeah.
A big mess now.
Yeah.
Being quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry are 3 of the top points.
Self-control.
Right. In communication, you have to control yourself. Essentially, that's what it is. Controlling yourself. Because if you have no self-control, then you're just going to fly off the handle.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask a question. How do you think we can become more effective in communicating? Mm-hmm.
You got to control, what you say, not saying too much, not just saying anything. And also, when you don't want to shut up, you got to control that. You got to fight back. You got to listen. Because y'all, if both of y'all can't listen, you ain't going to get nowhere. So, you got to control that, what you want to say. You got to control that. And listen.
Okay.
And don't be too quick to speak.
Bruh. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I do. And because, again, to be effective, I think the first thing first is that you have to try. Yeah. You have to try for anything to actually happen. I believe, too, about being an effective communicator is, I'm going to go back to the arguing. When you are arguing, don't try to belittle someone. Don't play on somebody's intelligence. You don't want to, I guess, come down on somebody or be negative towards someone. And another scripture that I wanted to bring too was Ephesians 4:29, and it says, "Don't let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for the building up of others, according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." So, and unwholesome is basically just hurtful, harmful, or anything that's destructive. So, while I'm talking to my woman, I don't want her to, I don't want to come at her and just be tearing her down, regardless if I'm mad or not. And again, this is just, it further proves my point about getting understanding. Getting understanding should be your sole reason, not to beat your partner up. You know what I'm saying? So, and vice versa. I don't want her to just kind of just tear me down when I'm upset and mad, when I'm trying to figure something out. I don't want her to say anything destructive to me, because in the long run, that's going to crush your spirit.
Yeah, when you working as a team, like, you ain't each other's enemy. Right. But I feel like sometimes when you be having a lot of arguments and stuff, it feel that way. Mm. So that's something very important to remember. He or she is not your enemy. That's your partner. Y'all working as a team, and y'all got to work together and do it right. Right. Can't be doing no spiteful stuff and then expect them to feel the same way, expect it to work. How you want to be with somebody forever, and then, you tear them down and you ain't making them feel, as their best self.
Right. So sometimes when we're upset and angry, the things that are ready to come out of our mouth are not the best things that should come out of our mouth. Right. It's definitely not sometimes. So, like Leah has been saying, so we have to have self-control. Stop. we have to have self-control, because without self-control, things will go haywire. And I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy at all.
It ain't easy at all.
At all. And like I said, again, with us, we got married young, and we definitely had to learn, how to communicate. And we're still learning how to communicate, but actually learning that is different. You have to actually try. Like I was saying before, you have to try. You have to want to, move over, man.
I just want to be close to
you. Yeah, okay. Why do you think it's important to communicate how you feel?
Because if you don't communicate with this person, how you feel, like, how else are they to know? How can they know how you feel if you don't tell them? And it's simple as that. Like, I used to feel that way a lot until, like, kind of the roles kind of reversed for a minute, and then he told me something, and I was like, how am I supposed to know that if you don't let me know? How am I supposed to know? how I'm supposed to, deliver and give you this if I don't know what you thinking? You gotta tell me something so I can, do better by you. But if I don't know, then I can't do it. So, it go both ways. But I think a lot of times we do have that feeling like, this person knows us better than anybody. They know what we want. They know, they know us. But I feel like we really have to just work on that, communicating what we want and need. That's the only way they'll be able to please you.
Right. And the fellas don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, you can't express yourself. That's one thing I can't think of. Because I know, fellas, you know how we are. You know how it can be. But, you know what I'm saying, don't feel like, you wrong for sharing your feelings. Because like she just said, sometimes she may be going or handling things off an assumption. She's not necessarily knowing how you're feeling. But, like, just be open and honest. Let her know. Tell her what's going on.
Yeah.
So now, once you tell her and you open up, she get it now, and she knows she can, adjust and adapt and help you out more, opposed to just going off an assumption.
The main thing I feel is needed from, people in a relationship is that, you have to be self-controlled. You really have to learn how to control yourself and know that, excuse me, you can't control what the other person do, but you can control what you do. And I feel like when you start working on you and not focusing on that other person flaws so much, your relationship will get better. And it won't be so stressful for you because you're not focused on every single thing that he or she does wrong. Because it's both ways. We have to work on ourselves and, controlling ourselves. If they being ugly, you don't have to retaliate back like that. You could be the better person. But for real, be the better person. They ain't gonna be able to just keep up all that mess by themselves. They need somebody to give them something to go bad with. So if you don't give them nothing to go bad with, they're gonna be fussing with themselves, not you.
I agree. You've heard the expression, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
Your tone plays a crazy part in this too. Sometimes like that stress in your voice, or when your voice elevates, I think sometimes we confuse that with anger, or we confuse that with being upset sometimes. Like, for example, like I may be really passionate about something, or not necessarily upset or mad.
Angry.
See, that's what I'm saying. Not necessarily angry or upset or mad, but I'm just like I'm excited about it a little bit. And if I say something with an elevated tone or something like that, she may look at me like, "What's wrong with you? Why you doing all of that?" You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean no harm by it, but just simply by my tone, it kind of takes things.
Make that something mad.
Right. And even in an argument, or if you even feel like an argument coming on, just be mindful of your tone.
No, you work on you.
Right.
Work on you.
Right.
You work on becoming better. They'll come around. They'll see your growth. And they'll want to be better too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the main thing.
Right.
And I want to share something too. If there are any readers on, I just became a reader like not too long ago. I say a couple of years ago. I started reading. I used to hate reading, but now I kind of like love it. So as long as it's gonna help me. So I just wanted to share a book that I was reading one time about marriage when I was a little upset. We were working through some stuff, and I bought it because I was a little upset. I was like, I gotta work on this thing. So the name of the book is called Keep Showing Up. It's by Karen Eman, and let me get my fingers out the way so y'all can see. But this book has helped me a lot. It talk about how how you can still love your spouse even when they basically being a butthole. But you can still you get around that, and you can become closer to God while loving your spouse. Yeah, that's it.
We're not getting paid by this either.
Nah, we ain't getting paid. It's just something I picked up. And like I said, it helped me, so I wanted to share it with y'all. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. You got no recommendations for the husbands?
Fellas, get the Holy Bible. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's what we got for y'all today, and we hope y'all enjoyed the video.
Don't forget to subscribe, comment. We definitely want to ask you guys, what do you think is the most important part of communication, or if it's something that you feel that we may left out that we didn't discuss.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments. Let us know. Let us know how you feel about what we said today.
Yeah.
Just let us know.
Let us know how we can, like things we didn't address, like you said. Help us to love our spouses even better. I know y'all got some ideas out there.
Right.
Very intelligent people.
Just drop in the comments, But again, like Leah said, we definitely hope you guys enjoyed. We hope you guys will continue to tune in to McGee TV, where we're going to be real relatable, bring the word to you guys, and just have fun with all of it. So, till next time, peace.
Be out.